Ty Godwin, and welcome to the Butterfly Pavilion Podcast. Wow, it's November. The holidays are upon us.
The holidays are indeed upon us. Each year, it always sneaks up on me a lot faster than I initially thought it would.
Yeah, so we're going to try and do a little bit of a holiday, celebrate. We could be so right. That's my Madonna, and no, as my wife would say, don't quit your day job. Good Lord. So we are going to focus on some holiday stuff today, but Nikki, I think you are going to maybe start out with yet a nice feedback at a recent...
Oh my God.
Shit, there went the water.
And everyone meet Mac, my new puppy who is knocking things down. That's not...
I thought I did that.
No, I froze as soon as I saw her do that. But anywho, yes, a quick fan mail update. I guess just in general, anytime I go out to a large social event, whether that's friends of friends, or my mom's friends, a lot of people come up to me and say that they enjoy the podcast. And what was so nice, I went to my friend's baby shower, and...
Do we have a nickname for that? Because I know on Dancing with the Stars, there's the Fandies.
I myself am a Fandie. We don't have a name for our fan
Our groupies,
base yet.
Our fan base.
Definitely not.
Sorry,
groupies.
As usual, I interrupt with the most random of thoughts.
Yeah, it makes me lose my train of thought. Anyways, I was at a baby shower, and my friend's sister-in-law came up to me, and she was actually in my sorority up at CSU, so I've known her for a long time as well, but she came up to me and said that she really enjoys our podcast, and we add such lightness to a really heavy and dark topic, i.e. cancer. And that was just, I think, a great testament to what our podcast is all about, finding light in darkness.
It's a bit of an oxymoron, lightness to cancer.
Yeah, exactly.
What does she say? We bring light to
a dark
to a heavy topic.
And to a heavy topic. And she could just tell that we are really close. And even growing up before we started this podcast, we've always been really close as father and daughter. So that was just awesome to hear and have a conversation about. So thank you.
Yes. So keep that fan mail coming, on our Instagram, on our YouTube page, and on our TikTok. Mm-hmm. I forgot to mention today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. That's my very campy Christmas and holiday.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Print it on a t-shirt. Bumper sticker that shit. Page 4 update?
Yeah, page 4 update. Let's do it.
Yeah, so it is generally good news. We did meet my oncologist since our last recording. And once again, my PSA numbers are down. We talk about our PSA numbers virtually every episode. It's not PSI, which is your tire pressure, but PSA. It is down. So we are moving to quarterly appointments at this point. So that's generally good. I have had fair amount of bone pain. So when I say the PSA numbers are low, that just means that cancer's not overly active. Does not mean that I'm cancer-free or in remission, or some of the symptoms of cancer, extreme fatigue, and the bone pain that I've got with the metastasized cancer isn't there. So I'm a little groggy today. I had a really sore night last night, so it was a pain med. Well, every night's a pain med night, but anyway. So if I'm a little groggy, I just wish I hadn't drank all that cough syrup this morning.
Well, we also had...
That was a movie quote. I just snuck in there.
I know, Dad. we're not even going to go down that rabbit
Okay,
hole.
well, that was Bill Murray from Stripes.
I was going to say that we also had a massive garage sale this past weekend, which in a sense was great, kind of changing of seasons, getting rid of things that we just don't need.
Purge.
Anywho, I didn't mean to digress.
But it's also part of my Swedish death cleanse. So I got rid of stuff I've held on since grade school.
Yeah, like
I sold Mad magazines, G.I. Joes, and I'm like, it's not like I'm going to play with these again. But anyway, you don't have to be dying to do a Swedish death cleanse, but it is a philosophy around kind of like Marie Kondo, that shit. You know, if you haven't touched it in a year, if you haven't touched it in 5 years, in this case, if you haven't touched it in 30 years, then it's probably not an important part of your life.
Mm-hmm. And it is just materialistic things. Like,
It's
yes,
just
there are things that you want to hang on to, like from your childhood or from your time at school, etc. But I agree. It's always good to lighten the load, and that's not really what is important in life anyways. Exactly. So I digress, but we're also pretty tired from the garage sale.
Yeah, indeed. But it was a success.
It was.
Smashing success.
It was.
Aunt Kim was there. Keenan and Ailey, my son and his wife. Todd came by for comedic participation in relief. So it was good fun.
Well, and Colin was there too, of course. And
oh yeah,
Uncle
well
Warren.
no, that goes without saying. And 3 dogs. So
yeah, it was quite chaos. I did want to weave in one funny story about that.
Yes. Do tell.
So we're setting up for the garage sale on Friday. 8 a.m. is the start time. It's like 7:30. Or no, it was 9 a.m. start on Friday. We're still setting up around 8, but people just started rolling in before.
The professionals.
Yeah, the professional garage sale goers. We're still setting up. I totally forgot that I had put on a CSU sweatshirt. Go Rams. But this woman comes up to me and she goes, "Do you guys have any CU gear?" And I just paused for a good second. And I said, "No, ma'am, this is a CSU household."
Read the room.
And again, I forgot I had this CSU sweatshirt on. But it was just really funny because, of course, we had a bunch of CSU stuff that we were also selling. But every single member in our family is a CSU person, so.
It's a big Ram family.
Big Ram family, yeah. Anywho, continue.
So, yes, that's why we're a little off and we had guests in our last episode, and we've got a huge, not in size, but in stature guest next month. And we'll be talking about it on our socials as we approach. But we've got that scheduled for the week of Thanksgiving to record, so look for that in the coming weeks and in the next episode.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
But on to holiday, celebrate. We could be so.
We could be so nice.
Yes, that's so nice, exactly. So the first one is on the Christmas front, and we will go back and forth between. It is the holiday season, so that is both Thanksgiving and Christmas. We love them. We love all the holidays. My voice just cracked. Oh my! And the Sonos and Filmora recording studio software can't take care of that. Anyway. So what is the most awkward present that you received, or a gift that didn't land, that you either gave or that you received?
Okay, great questions. Well, to start, my love language is gift giving. So I personally don't think I've ever given a horrible gift because I'm really good at it. Now,
there's a lot of heart that goes in that.
There's a lot of heart and care because nothing brings me more joy than finding a gift for my dear friend or a family member or my dad, and watching them open it is something that I really enjoy, just making them feel special. So if there has been a gift that I've given that hasn't landed, I don't know. Nobody's said anything. But I guess one that I can think of, and I can't remember the exact details of like the time period, but my favorite animal are elephants.
Not the liger?
Not the liger, even close runner up, perhaps.
Bred for its skills in magic.
Well, but mythical creatures, that's a whole other category, which, again, don't want to digress from our outline. But I really liked elephants, and I still love elephants. I think they're, really amazing and smart creatures. They migrate, for thousands of miles, and they just know the way. They have this just like built-in GPS, like the matriarch does. And there's a really large family component
Did you see elephants on your safari? Is that a dumb question?
It is not a dumb question. Yes, I have seen elephants in their natural habitat in Botswana, Africa, which was the most amazing experience my grandparents could have ever given us, because we were riding in this safari Jeep, no top on it. This was probably back in 2016-ish. And we just come across a field of like 50 elephants. And the sun is setting, and it was so magical. I loved it so much. But my mom, bless her heart, like one Christmas I got so many elephant things, like an elephant tapestry, an elephant jewelry holder, like a little elephant figurine. And I love elephants. I really, really do, but I don't need like 70 things that have elephants on them.
That sounds like a mom thing.
Yeah, but again, it's not a negative thing, and I'm sure I have a remnant of some elephant somewhere, because it was so long ago. But props to my mom for like picking up that I liked elephants and her gifting me as
So
such.
are you saying that was an awkward present or a gift that didn't land?
Maybe one that didn't land, just because I didn't need so many elephant things.
You didn't need 40 of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Your mom's a listener, so sorry for the 40 elephants. Did we talk about flamingos?
I know this story very
You know
well,
the story
but
well.
our listeners don't.
I didn't have that on the outline, but we freewheel here at the Butterfly Pavilion Podcast. On that same note, and my sister doesn't care for this because it sounds like I'm, and my mom, God rest her soul, love giving gifts. So
They do.
many of my memories are central to my mom, your grandma Marlene. But somewhere in her head, she thought I collected flamingos, which I never said I collect flamingos. I never said I wanted to collect flamingos. Same thing. My mom, I had everything flamingo. I'm not quite sure where that started, but that wasn't where I was going with the gift that didn't land. Kim will really get mad at this one because the awkward present wasn't for me, it was for my wife. And one year she gave Franzi a Victoria's Secret personal massager.
Oh
Nikki's
no.
eyes just got real big. And
It's always so awkward.
I think it was a joint gift, or I opened it and I looked at it and I'm reading the box and I'm trying to understand it. And at one point she said, well, you're on the road a lot, which made it even worse. But it was a heart that you heat up in the microwave. But no one put more heart into a gift than Grandma Marlene.
Oh my gosh. I miss Grandma Marlene more than just the fact that she gave incredible gifts, but it's almost like she shopped for Christmas all year round, and whenever she saw something that reminded her of me or Jesse or Keaton or you or Franzi, like she would just kind of squirrel them away, and then on Christmas we would get a bag of all good, amazing things from Grandma. Which also, mermaids, that's another one where there was.
Do you collect mermaids?
No, but I like mermaids. So like there's
Ariel's a mermaid. She's a ginger.
Well, yes, I do
Not
love.
quite an hour of ginger power.
I do love mermaids, The Little Mermaid, sirens, all that good stuff. But I have like one year I got a bag with mermaids on it, a mermaid door hanger, a mermaid poster.
So it's a little overdone.
Yeah. But again, very thoughtful.
I think
very
there was
thoughtful.
a mermaid poster in the garage sale that was not purchased that did go to Goodwill.
It did go to Goodwill. I had another thought, but I totally lost it.
Well, Todd, I polled my siblings. Todd did mention that for about 5 years in a row we got Polo cologne. You know, the classic green bottle with the gold, round gold lid.
From Grandma?
No, from Grandpa Tom and Grandma Ruth.
Oh, all of the children received
Well,
the
we
same
usually
cologne?
got the same gift, and like for 3-4 years in a row, it was Polo cologne.
Is that a good scent or no?
It's kind of like, it's pretty strong at the time, you know. It was kind of like the mermaids and the elephants. Had a little too much of it.
Yeah, a little too much of it. Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, I love donuts, but if you eat 50 of them,
You're gonna hate donuts.
You're gonna hate donuts, and bad things will happen. Goodness. Well, how's your coffee?
Crazy. It's so good. Well, today I have a chai latte. Listen to that.
So, pods on the pod. Oh, that's their ASMR?
That's our ASMR.
Oh, there we go.
There's like this famous TikTok where this woman is like, "Oh, I just love this sound," and she's like shaking her coffee, and then people are like stitching it with like their other favorite sounds. But anyways, this is a chai latte from Frank and Rose, correct?
Yes, correct.
And this is we haven't done pods on a pod in a while, so we wanted to shout out one of our other local favorite coffee shops.
Frank and Rose in Nineco.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and they've got a great bakery shelf, and it's a pretty hoppin' coffee shop for people that go and work there. But it's near us both, and we're both in. And I'm enjoying as usual a vanilla latte.
Yes.
So that's helping keep us awake during this episode.
Yes, we love coffee.
So what about fond early Christmas memory? Or Thanksgiving memory?
Okay, maybe I'll do both, but I'll start with Christmas. I think a lot of people can relate to the feeling of just being a kid on Christmas morning. There is such a level of excitement and wonder and joy that comes with. And I've always loved the holidays and Christmas. But I think some of my like early fondest memories are just coming down the stairs, and of course the cookies were eaten, Santa's presents were out, and just spending time with the family. And when I was really young, I didn't realize this at the time, but Santa always wrote us a card or a letter, and it had a beautiful drawing on it. That's actually how I found out that Santa Claus wasn't real, because
Santa's handwriting looked a lot like
Santa's
Dad's.
handwriting looked exactly like Dad's. And if you haven't seen my dad's handwriting, it is probably the most distinct handwriting I've ever seen in my entire lifetime. So that is how I found out that Santa was not real. But with that being said, Dad, Franzi, my mom, and Mark always went above and beyond for Christmas to make sure that it was super special. Each night, and we still do this a little bit. Actually, wait, I'm going to hold until we go into traditions. That's more of a tradition thing. So
we will hold that.
I will hold that.
So the Christmas morning, I would echo that, in that my mom loved holidays, so as a byproduct, I love holidays. Christmas is my favorite holiday, and as as an adult, I especially enjoy the holidays with kids
Me too.
because it was also the time of year where I could finally relax. Because while I worked in my career, it was hectic, go, 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 10 months out of the year. And it was kind of a month and a half where I was relaxed. And, but the, all the traditions that we'll talk about here in a bit, I love, but I do have a I call them camcorder. From the camcorder archives, I've got some great camcorder video of you opening your stocking, and you were little, like 4 or 5,
Yeah.
and you pulled out a birthday cake, like a toy birthday cake for for Emily, which was your doll, right?
Yeah. Which Emily is actually a Bitty Baby, which is a product from American Girl. So it was an American Girl cup or cake.
Sponsored by.
Oh, they aren't a sponsor.
They're not
either?
a sponsor. No.
Okay, they could
That
be.
wouldn't really make sense anyways at this time.
No.
But like I love that baby doll more than anything. I still have her. Granted, she is in a box in my mom's basement, but that is not something I would sell at a garage sale.
You're not supposed to put a baby in a box.
It's not a real baby, Dad. Obviously.
No, so the camcorder is hilarious because you open this stocking, and I can't duplicate the voice, but you whip out this toy birthday cake, and your mom asked, well, how did Santa know that Emily needed a birthday cake? And you said, of course, you broke the first one, and you said, 'cause Santa knows everything.
Yep.
Oh, classic.
Classic. Yeah, we'll have to post that on social because it is pretty cute. But yeah, I also, now that I'm getting older, I love spending time with our cousins because they are at a young, fun age. And again, I love gift giving. So me giving them gifts on Christmas morning is like really fun and special to me. So.
No, absolutely. No, there's something about, as a kid, getting up, way earlier than the parents want you to get up, running down the stairs, to see what's in the stocking or what gifts Santa put under the tree. But, as an adult, inversely, preparing all that for kids, it's a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Though we will again talk about some of those traditions here in a minute. But I'm going to switch gears a little bit, and there's some language in this episode, just like every episode. But Thanksgiving is another one where it was huge fanfare, and like every American family, there would be the turkey and all the fixings and grandma's fruit salad with marshmallows, not the tiny marshmallows, but the large marshmallows. Instructions are to snip them in 4s because they'll dry out. They're more moist that way. So God forbid you buy the small marshmallows. But for years, Bob's Ainsworth, your stepdad Bob family down in Pueblo were the Stasnys, and we had a huge Thanksgiving down there. And Tim remembered being able to drink Uncle Everett's wine as a teenager because he made homemade wine. But we didn't eat till like 9 o'clock.
Oh my God, that's late.
Yeah, it was very late. So makes me cringe thinking about that because I eat about 5:30 these days. But
Same.
Anyway, so we're at one of these dinners, and I'm in grade school. I'm maybe 8 or 9, and at this point, there's a lot of wine that's been consumed.
Yeah, especially if you're just now eating at 9 p.m.
It seemed like 20 people around the table, and somebody told a joke, or somebody said, "Hey, does anybody have a joke?" And I raised my hand. I got a joke. And so I tell this joke that I'd heard on the playground, and I was trying to look the joke up, but it was the joke isn't funny. The story, I think, is hilarious. but it was a woman who was drunk in a bar, and she's talking about the drink. Sorry, I had a chime on my computer, making sure we're still recording.
Good.
So she was talking to the bartender, and she kept confusing. Could you put another pickle in my martini? And the bartender's like, those aren't.
Those are olives, ma'am.
Those are olives, ma'am. And she goes, because pickles give me heartburn. And she does this 2 or 3 times, and she's like, could take the pickle out of my martini because it gives me heartburn. And finally, the bartender is like, ma'am, those are olives, and it's not heartburn. Your tits are in the ashtray. And I am 9 years old, and there was a brief moment of shock, silence, and the table roared. I was going to tone it down to breasts or boobs, but I actually used the T word, and my parents were horrified, but they thought it was hilarious.
I mean,
Bob roared.
I feel like I would be horrified if my son in elementary school.
Well, it was their fault. They were drinking wine and said, hey, has anybody got a joke? And I'm like, hey, I heard this on the playground.
It's me. Oh my god, that's funny. Wow.
You probably hadn't heard that story before.
No, I haven't.
See, there are some stories you haven't heard here on the Butterfly Pavilion Podcast.
I mean, but that story is like not surprising to me because you're like the biggest goof ever.
This is true, but I was a pretty shy kid. Well, I was shy, but I was a bit of a clown, kind of the jokester, class clown in grade school. Mm-hmm. So that there's a lot of fond memories from Thanksgiving. Your grandma Leela feeding you at the it was Thanksgiving or Christmas table. And I have this in camcorder archives as well, where she had your baby food, and she turns to talk, and the spoon is about 6 inches from your mouth, and you're trying to go for the food, but Grandma Leela missed the target.
I'm just waiting with my mouth open, like.
Yeah, well,
that's so funny.
It was adorable.
Well, and I'm trying to reflect back too on some of my fondest Thanksgiving memories, but
you had a lot in Phoenix.
A lot in Phoenix, a lot in San Diego.
Oh, right.
Because we haven't gone in a while, so this is kind of an older thing, but we used to go to San Diego and visit my grandma's side of the family and have Thanksgiving at my Uncle Danny's house. But I guess the only thing that I can really remember from an early age is just my Grandpa Jim, because one, he's an amazing cook, but like we were not allowed in the kitchen. I'm definitely the type of person to always offer help, especially if someone else is hosting. But Grandpa doesn't want anybody else in the kitchen. Nobody. I think I got yelled at.
Before, during, or after the meal?
Well, after is fine because he's not.
He don't want you cleaning his dishes or putting things away.
No, I think that has changed because I like to clean. That's an area where I shine.
This for the audience. This is my ex-father-in-law, so I have not been to Grandpa Jim's Thanksgiving in over 25 years. So,
right, but he makes the best stuffing, I will say.
Yes, he does. Christmas, early memory. This goes way, way back to when my mom got divorced, and your Aunt Marge, who is amazing. We love Aunt Marge.
We love Aunt Marge.
We were super young. I mean, I was maybe in second grade. Kim will have to correct me on the timeline. Very young when my parents got divorced. And Marge was going to come out for Christmas, but she sent this box, which it was probably the size of, not quite a refrigerator box, but definitely a large, like, dorm room refrigerator box full of toys.
Wow.
Already wrapped. And the box arrives on East Fair Place, and we open this thing, and so our eyes got as big as saucers, and we put them all under the tree, and the gifts. There were little corners that were torn between the time we put them under the tree and the time that Aunt Marge arrived.
Trying to sneak a peek?
Yes. So there were like Matchbox cars and all kinds of things. But no, that was a fond memory of Aunt Marge just wanting to make the holiday special because she knew that we were, my mom was hurting and we were probably hurting and my dad wasn't there. So it was a new thing. So I think that's something that I've adopted and that I've always, around the time of divorce and those early years after divorce, I wanted to make the holiday very special. So, I doubled down on, making them fond memories. So I'm glad to hear that, they have been very fond.
Yeah.
For you.
Of course.
Santa knows everything.
Santa knows everything.
Yes, he does. That guy.
Well, I think that's a good segue to go into traditions. Because we talked.
Before we go there, they're hanging a Cole's Christmas list. So
yes.
One of the things that my voice just cracked again. One of the things,
holiday spirit
that I did around, it was maybe a year and a half, 2 years into the divorce, is I wrote and illustrated a book called Aunt Nicole's Christmas List, and I will play it clip, but I think you won't be able to hear it.
Nobody told me
because
the running race
we've got headphone issues. We forgot the splitter, so Nikki is not on headphones, so I played a clip. So you're just gonna have to laugh. I'll play it in the edited version. But so I wrote and illustrated this book, and it was all these extravagant things of I want a new dance outfit, and I need some new CDs for a dance outfit. Oh, Nikki's got artwork.
Well, I have more, but Dad gave me recently all of the original pages of the published book, Anna Nicole's Christmas List. And this one's my favorite because she's dressed very groovy and dancing, and there's a disco ball. And to this day, I still love to dance. So.
What's funny is a lot of the things that you wanted for Christmas, you've actually got in life. So you wanted to go to on a safari. You went on a safari. Mm-hmm. You already talked about that. You wanted to go Hawaii. You
went to Hawaii.
Been to Hawaii. You did not get a horse named Sugar. Your brand new place that we're recording in, we didn't even mention that.
I know.
You wanted a castle, and this is your castle. So
it is a castle.
A lot of the things in Anna Nicole's, we'll link to the book because what I tried to play for you, which you couldn't hear because you don't have headphones, is I think it was a couple years later or maybe the following year I had you record the book, and it's priceless. So I did a YouTube video of you
recording
the book.
Yeah, it was my own little audiobook. Yes. Yeah, it was super sweet, and we actually have the holiday drawings out in the living room framed.
And Dad brings the books out, every year, which is a tradition. So maybe that's what we're going to talk about next.
Yes, I know. When we were talking about favorite kind of like early childhood memories, something that came to my mind was definitely is more of a tradition in our household. I'm always at Dad's house on Christmas Eve. Always. And
because it was part of the baseball card trade in the divorces. Your mom had Thanksgiving, so that was a big adjustment for me. We do have the cry jar, and we still haven't cried yet. Here's some more ASMR. We did that before. I remember the very first Thanksgiving. It was Thanksgiving or Christmas. It must have been Thanksgiving because you weren't there, and I'd gone over to my dad's and stepmom's, and everyone was there. My siblings were all there. There were kids there. And at one point, I got up and I cried in the other room. I don't know if I ever told you that story.
Maybe.
I certainly didn't tell it to you that year
Well,
or
yeah.
when you got home, but it was a big adjustment to divorce. And now I'm going to drink from my podcast. Excuse me.
No, I think you've told me that before.
What am I
and
drinking out of, Nikki?
Our Butterfly Pavilion Podcast mugs that Dan and Renata got us. They're so cute. Thank you. I'll have to post that picture again.
Sorry, three things converged at once. I was telling an emotional story, asking you a question, and my throat all of a sudden got itchy, so I had to reach for the water jug.
Our water? No worries, Dad. It
was
happens.
an adjustment, the holidays.
Yeah. I don't remember you ever like sharing that with us when I was younger or anything like that, but you have told me that, and it's still an adjustment. I think even, now, like, relationships, traditions, things are always growing and changing, and even my holiday traditions are changing as well, and my mom's too. So something to keep in mind. Things are going to change around the holidays, and that's okay. It may feel weird, but it can also be a good thing. But yes,
Traditions.
Yes, we are always at Dad's house on Christmas Eve, and then through Christmas morning. I think the other part of that too is we also didn't want to make Keenan wait to open gifts.
Right,
because
we're a blended family, but when people ask me, I've got 3 kids, and Keenan is Franzi's boy she brought into our marriage, but essentially raised him since he was about 3. So, yeah, that was kind of you, because Keenan, that would have been real shitty for him to wait till 11 o'clock.
I think
he's up at 7.
Yeah, I think there was
Open up gifts.
one Christmas where for some reason we were at Mom's on Christmas Eve, and then I did genuinely feel bad even at that age. Like, we shouldn't be making Keenan wait. Like, that's horrible. But regardless, so Christmas Eve always at Dad's house, period. We always receive and can open one gift on Christmas Eve, and
Yes.
It is always a book and a pair of pajamas, so you can kind of wind down before Christmas morning and for your Christmas Eve sleep so Santa can come. But then once we got into our Christmas PJs...
These are adult traditions.
We still do these things, and which I think is a great tradition of ours. And we always read the book A Christmas Ship.
Yes.
And what we started to do is Dad starts reading, and we kind of popcorn. So each, Dad will read a page, and then he'll pass it to me, and I pass it to Franzi, so on and so forth.
Jesse Keenan.
Yes, and we read it in different accents to make it funny.
Yes, and these are largely European and I think
American?
I throw in Russian. Yes, so it's not like we even that could be considered racist. I've learned when I went to Italy and I kept using my Italian accent.
That was so embarrassing.
It's all in good fun, but Dad does read a number of these pages of his books in like a Russian accent.
Yeah, it's like a dramatic reading, because that's another, I think, really big part of our family and traditions. Well, and just in general, we love and appreciate art and theater. And so reading A Christmas Story in kind of different voices is, just a dramatic reading. Because another one of our family traditions is going to a play. It doesn't have to be around exactly on Christmas Eve, because it's definitely not, but we like to support the local arts, and we'll go to a play, whether that's at the Buell or a small local theater. That is another one of our traditions, and it definitely helps us get in the holiday spirit.
Yeah, last year we went to, it was a one-woman play.
Yeah, so she monologued the whole thing.
And what was her character? Was she Lulu?
She was Cindy Lou Who, but like grown up, and so it was definitely more of like an adult.
It was definitely very adult
Play, but she, I mean, monologued for like over an hour or two up there, and just kind of like her life after the Grinch like left.
Yeah, she took tramadol not for pain but for recreational purposes, which happens to be my cancer pain drug.
But also, it was just fun. It's a fun way to get together with a family and support the local theater community and get in the holiday spirit, because we've seen a lot of plays.
Yeah. Other traditions. I think a lot have to do with, the preparation the night before. Of course, all the parents know about having to get the Santa Claus gifts out.
Right.
After the kids have gone to bed. And still do that, although we've got to the point where Franzi puts the gifts in the stocking the second or third week of December.
We don't peek.
Because you know that Santa isn't real.
Ooh, I have one more. Sorry,
yes,
I forgot.
Please go.
We make cookies with Aunt Kim. That is another one that
Oh my God, OMG.
We haven't done it in a while, but growing up, we would do this a ton. At some point in December, we would bake sugar cookies with Aunt Kim and decorate them, which is so fun. And we would get a little tin of all of our decorated cookies.
So, on that note, holiday tip. Do you know what the best recipe for a Christmas sugar cookie is?
No, but you're going to tell me.
Use the Google machine and look up Martha Stewart Christmas cookie.
Yum.
And so my bakery over on 6th Avenue, that when I really want to splurge on a really good cookie, because it could be like $3 a cookie, I asked them one time, and they said they used Martha Stewart's recipe.
Wait, the cookies that we had last year?
Yes.
Oh, the children weren't even allowed to eat those cookies. That's how good they are.
No,
so
we hid cookies from children. We had the $3 bag of 100 cookies. They could eat those, or I think the 300 ginger snaps for $5, but they weren't allowed to eat the $3 cookies.
No,
because they would eat a bite and probably throw it in the garbage, and Dad would dig a cookie out of the garbage. Because
I would too.
I'm not going to waste those cookies.
No, so good.
What is the name of that bakery?
We're gonna have to plug that later because it's so good. Oh, we don't have our fact checker here. Franzi is not with us.
Where's Franzi? She would be able to use the Google machine. I will put it in the links, and I feel horrible that I have a favorite bakery, and I don't know the name of it.
I was also looking for my phone. Meanwhile, my phone is recording the visuals of this, so I can't look it up either. But we'll plug it, and they're so good. But we love our sweet treats.
Or if Nikki's talking later, I can use the Google machine on the laptop here. But Christmas cookies the night before, big tradition.
Yeah.
We used to have a silver Santa plate, and I think I still have it.
I think so, because isn't that what our Santa candle is on?
No. There's a cookie plate, and then there's a Santa candle. So we would light the Santa candle as well as put cookies out for Santa.
And we still do have this Santa candle. It's literally Santa Claus as a candle, and we only light it on Christmas Eve.
I don't know if we have the cookie plate. I doubt I would have thrown that away.
I would be surprised if you did, but maybe it got sold in the garage sale.
No. Well, along with my G.I. Joes and my Mad magazines, could have got thrown away. But anyway, I love the holidays.
Me too. They're special. Well, and I think we always talk about on our podcast, Finding Light in Darkness. And even though the holidays are a very special time for everyone, it can also and is also one of the most stressful times of year for a lot of people. It can be from a financial standpoint, but also there's family dynamics in every family setting. So I think, just going into the holiday season, understand, what you as an individual need. That's something that my therapist, again, I quote her all the time, taught me, but really just making sure that you're making time for you. It can get really busy because, especially when you have a lot of family, there's dinners and get-togethers and all of these gatherings and such, and it can be a little mentally exhausting. So just knowing and recognizing what your boundaries are for the holiday season and also what you need to take care of yourself is going to be important. So ensure you don't lose sight of that. Did you find the cookie place?
I did find the cookie place.
Thank God.
That's why I didn't interrupt. Maggie and Molly's.
Maggie and Molly's. Oh my gosh, so good.
Oh my good God! It's like a little bit north of Cherry Creek North, but and you actually have to get your like Christmas cookie order in now because this isn't a place where you can show up December 23rd and get Christmas cookies.
No, they're delicious. We actually need to do that because we're hosting Christmas Eve at Dexter.
Yes, once again.
So, that's good. But yeah, also, if you're sick or not feeling well, stay home. Oh my God.
Yeah, well, we talked about some of the long COVID and COVID precautions, and that we'll get into great detail in our next episode with our surprise expert guest. I know it's stressful for people with long COVID that listen to my podcast because I know some of them that avoid family gatherings, period. And I respect that. I have a slightly different, with cancer, I don't want to miss out on life moments.
Right.
So I'm not going to have, family over for Christmas, and that's my choice. But use common sense. I mean, because especially for me with cancer, and I've got a compromised immune system, maybe that's the PSA for people showing up. Don't show up sick to my house. Or I know Mark wasn't feeling well the other day, and he showed up with a mask on because, over the summer I was sick for 3 months. But use common sense.
Wash your hands.
Yes, there's no shame in wearing a mask in an airport or anywhere for that matter, or certainly on an airplane. But use some common sense guidelines because COVID is not a cold, and there are people that like me that are perhaps immune compromised that you need to think of others.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, if you're not feeling well, don't go. That's just common sense. And get your flu shots and your COVID vaccine updates.
I did get my flu shot. I got my COVID vaccine last week. So that's another controversial. We won't get into vaccines, but we are going to touch on vaccines in the next episode, I'm sure.
So I think you're surprising me again.
Well, I think we're nearing the end, so I think it's time for movie quotes.
Movie
quotes. God, that was horrible.
You just woke up, Mac.
God. Oh, Mac, you've been so good.
Such a good girl.
You haven't even been on the sofa, have you? She's just staring at me.
No.
It's a dog-friendly podcast.
Dog-friendly podcast.
My voice is, I've got something with my throat, so I'm going to use that as an excuse. If I don't nail
water,
I've got some water.
Okay.
So if I don't nail the voices, but I've got 2 or 3.
Right.
I did try and go with the holiday theme.
Okay.
For movie quotes.
Let's hope this round is a little more challenging because the first time you did this,
you nailed 100% of them. So I think you're 4 for 4.
Well, we'll see how I do this round. Bring it on.
All right, bring it on. You hear it? It's a funny squeaky sound. You couldn't hear a dump truck driving through a nitroglycerin plant. Did I stump you finally?
I actually don't know this one.
Oh, you're kidding.
But, like, maybe I will.
Do you need to hear it a second time, or you're stumped?
I don't know.
Because I think I think I kind of nailed the voices too.
You crushed it. I feel like maybe this is like a couple in a Christmas movie and they're trying to sleep or something, but I cannot.
No,
Oh,
you
okay,
can't. We're not going to spend 15 minutes for you trying to guess the answer if you don't know the answer. That is from Christmas Vacation. How can you not know that? When the squirrel gets in the tree, Clark Griswold's tree. Because we actually have a Christmas ornament that plays that very quote.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, well, I love Christmas Vacation. So,
God, I'm proud of myself. I stumped you, and I
wow,
think
now I'm really nervous.
I think I kind of nailed the quote.
You did.
This one's I've got two in this one.
Okay.
Because this could also be another stumper. Come out to the coast. We'll get together. Have a few laughs. Second quote, same movie. Welcome to the party, pal.
I am
2 for 2. I stumped you a second time.
I don't know why I'm so stumped.
Die Hard.
Oh my god. Okay, I've seen Die Hard
Franzi,
like
when
once.
he's bringing into the room to once again say Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
It's not a Christmas movie.
It is absolutely a Christmas movie.
It is not a Christmas movie. I agree with Franzi. No wonder I don't know that quote. I've seen that movie like once.
I will die on that hill. It's absolutely a Christmas movie.
Let us know if you think Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not.
Well, that's Bruce Willis' main character. Those are both quotes from him. So I think you might get this one. You ready for the third movie?
I'm ready.
Okay. Well, you weren't ready for the first two.
Apparently not.
Because you're 0 for 2. What are their names? Who? The elves. Shit, I can't remember. One of them is Sneezy and there's Dopey. That's the 7 dwarfs. You're shitting me. I was thinking, I don't know. Fuck, kid. I just call them Bob. I call them, I say, hey, Bob or Chief or whatever the fuck. I tell them to make the goddamn toys.
Is that from Elf?
Oh, Jesus. Are you... Elf? There were no F words in Elf.
Wow, I'm stuck.
That's Bad Santa.
Oh my god. Okay, I just watched that movie for the first time last year.
So these aren't obscure movies.
They're not, but I've only seen, like, there's a few family favorites that I've seen over and over again. Die Hard, I've seen once. Bad Santa, I've seen once, and that was last year when we came over and watched it. I've only seen the movie
it's
once.
not a movie you watch with kids.
No, it's definitely not. It was.
Blank me Santa, blank me Santa, blank me Santa would be the other quote from that movie.
Okay, moving on.
Oh, I'm elated. And those aren't obscure movies. I was last time with the Resistors, I was joking that I was going to have to pull out, like, 70s movies.
Well,
I did have a quote from Stripes early in the episode, and I also quoted Napoleon Dynamite.
Is that it?
From this, that's 3.
Oh my gosh! You only. Well, I was ready for more.
The competitive Nikki is like, come on, I want to get one.
Of course.
That's
okay. That's okay.
You were 4-0, and now you're 4-3.
I'll get you next time.
Anyway, well, this has been fun.
Yeah.
Talking holidays.
It has been really fun.
We love holidays throughout the year. We don't have time to talk about the other holidays, but I'm glad that 2 years ago I got my diagnosis for stage 4 cancer in November, and they gave me 2 to 8 years to live, and this month is 2 years. So that's the best gift, that I could ask for, because I'm still here, and I think I'm going to be here next month, as a matter of fact.
Great. Well, I hope so. And yeah,
because we got to get to season 2, so in January it'll officially be season 2 of the Butterfly.
I know, that's
Pavilion Podcast.
I can't wait. And this has been so special, and I'm excited to go into the holiday season, but...
Can we end with what is your favorite Christmas song? As an adult or kid? Or both?
That's a great question. I don't know if I can narrow it down to one.
You're
go first.
You're 0 for 4.
I have
I stumped
some.
you on movie quotes. You know, I would have to... It'd be a tie between Santa Claus is Coming to Town and Rudolph. Rudolph.
I like...
So hormone therapy, I think my voice is changing.
I like... Is it Blue Christmas by Santa? Or by Elvis, I mean? I'll have a blue
Christmas.
I like that one. And then there are some other classics, like the ones that you mentioned, that I like. But I also really enjoy Cascade's Christmas album. It's a very modern twist to the holiday classics, and it's nice for like easy listening in the background if you're just sick of listening to the traditional Christmas music.
Oh my God. Because I'm the co-host and producer, I can change the rules and keep talking or bring up an agenda item that's already been closed. But remember, you mentioned Blue Christmas, made me think of White Christmas. We used to throw holiday parties, and I would on Cedarhurst. Mm-hmm. And Cedarhurst was a townhome, but it had a courtyard with a hot tub and a garage behind it. But I would put a sheet over the garage, and from the upstairs window, I would project movies, and we'd have the windows open, and people were like, how are you doing that? And it's just a great idea and great memories of projecting classic holiday films like White Christmas.
And I was coat check at those parties before Aunt Kim and Uncle Mark took me home.
Oh, I'd forgotten that.
Yeah, I was...
See, the best stories are ones that are on the script. So we have an outline. Today we were a little discombobulated.
I think it went great.
I think it went great. But I was in pain last night, and I maybe tinkered with, I don't know what it was. I woke up groggy. I killed the coffee. But happy holidays to everyone out there. And until next time, this is Ty and Nikki from the Butterfly Pavilion Podcast.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Holiday. Celebrate. It could be so nice.